to the races, everyone. Thanks for being here. It begins. Whoops. I didn't mean to hit that yet. Okay. Resume. Okay, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon and welcome to Core. This is Core, the video games podcast, the very first video games podcast to reach Everest before any of you did. We got that. Yeah. We got that
when did we make Everest?
Oh, it was, don't you remember? It was a big deal. Both slept at the base camp. And
they dragged me up.
Yeah.
I technically climbed, but someone pulled me the whole way on a sled.
We left you with some MREs and some oxygen tanks, and then we went the rest of the way, and it was fine.
There might have been some real precarious moments where you tied me to like a peg in the sheer wall, and I was just in a sleeping bag spinning.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I'd be like Homer if I tried to climb Everest. I'd have gone through all the oxygen tanks 10 feet off the ground.
There's an episode where they go hiking like that. And,
yeah. He tries to climb a mountain. He uses all the oxygen.
That's right. I love that one. I'm in a bit of a Simpsons mood because I'm doing a rewatch of the entire series, and I know that sounds insane because there's 35 years of it. I am up to season 8 already.
Oh, nice.
It goes pretty quick. You're not, and it's not a thing where I'm sitting and focused. I'm kind of backgrounding it, but having a blast with it. Like, it's really fun. In fact, I think I'm about to hit that episode where they climb that mountain. It was some kind of work thing Mr. Burns made them all do, like a retreat. And I love about that one is the quote in it. It's one of my favorite quotes of all time, not just in TV or even Simpsons history, but my favorite quote ever. It was like there's so many lessons in it where Carl and Lenny make it to the cabin. And Lenny says, "We made it, and it was all due to teamwork." And Carl says, "Yeah, my teamwork." And there's something about that just... to me, that describes human beings perfectly and our inability to actually help each other. Some human beings. Some people are great at it. Like Lenny, he was, that was true teamwork to him, but not Carl. Anyway.
I mean, maybe Carl's the one who's being honest. You don't know.
Yeah.
That's a real glass half empty, glass half full. Who's telling the truth about the teamwork?
Yeah. Also, the time Homer said, "It's funny because I don't know him," was a lesson. Because he's laughing at somebody's misfortune and admitting that the reason it's funny to him is because he can't have empathy because he doesn't know who it is. And I used to teach my kids this lesson based on a freaking Simpsons episode. Insane. Anyway.
What's the one that Homer used to say? Everybody's stupid but me? Is it everybody's wrong but me? Something like that.
Can't remember.
I think he says everybody is stupid but me.
Yeah. That might be another lesson.
That's one I've always, even though I can't apparently remember the quote, that's one I've always held close to my heart.
Yeah.
Is anytime you find yourself alone, and you're thinking, well, wow, I'm the only right person. Maybe consider that position a little bit.
It is going to be a fun experiment because I'm going to hit what Bo would probably call the ding desert of The Simpsons at some point. And
it exists.
It
I
does.
know you are a. I know you don't subscribe to the, it stopped being good, however many seasons in has never been good again, but there is definitely a ding desert in The Simpsons.
Yeah, I suspect I'll hit that kind of thing, but I do think recent years have been amazing, and people just aren't seeing it, so they don't know. But when I hit that, I will admit fully. But right now, they're killing it. Up to 8 is still on fire. It's really good. Funny stuff. Well, anyway, let's get to it, guys. We're here. We got to talk about video games. There's nobody else here to do it, so we may as well just do it. Our big topic of the week is that there may have been, it seems pretty confirmed now, a leak of actual images of Switch 2 hardware. And it comes in 2 forms. Forgive me, I have to go to X for some of this. I don't like going there any more than anyone else does.
Oh, shit, I don't have an account there anymore.
I think you can just public it, right? I don't think you have to.
Yeah, it's still okay. Still see. Yeah.
But here it is. The Joy-Cons are apparently they are magnetic.
Apparently.
And they no longer click in or lock in that way. They're magnetically pulled off the device. Let's see if I can find the one that shows that. Here's an image of kind of a blurry render, but see how they're sort of separated. And at some point in this video, for those watching at home, this is probably harder to see, but if I can find where they pull it off. Is it this?
I
Yeah,
think
in the
it's
background.
during the blurry bit.
Yeah, in the background they pull it. It's like a kind of a hard pull of a magnet. And I actually think that's brilliant if it holds. I don't want a device that's going to, like, let's say I go like this too hard because something freaked me out.
And then like off it goes.
Yeah, just burn and down goes the screen. Like I had some questions about that. I would assume they've thought of that, and they probably, the magnets hold it together, but they're also backing. Like there's a little locking mechanism that backs it, so you can't just toss it forward like that. But anyway, it's the first time we've really seen this stuff. In a lot of ways, this looks very, very, very similar. But the magnetic Joy-Cons, the larger screen, and potential gains in battery life and that sort of thing. In portable mode, that all sounds interesting. We don't know anything else. We don't know if this is a OLED screen, if it's LED. We don't know if it's 4K, 1080p max. Like, we don't know any of the specs, none of that stuff. But it's kind of fun seeing, the makings of what might be the next Switch.
Well, I'm pretty sure you and I still have we planted our flag. I'm on team it will not be OLED, and you're on team it will be.
I think it will be, yeah. And I don't know why I think that. I think that you're probably, I'm going to hate to do this, but once again, John's probably right on this. I think you're in the right headspace for it. I just think it's more that I'll admit it. I hope they do OLED. I don't want another LED screen. I like OLED. I've gotten used to it on my Steam Deck, and I don't want to go back.
I just hope that the magnets on the side are powerful enough to assure that it gets properly held. And then if it's also powerful enough that when Nintendo comes to sue you for whatever you have on your save disk, you can wipe it by just swiping the controller over the top of
that
it.
Would
That
would be wonderful, right? That'd be very useful.
Yeah. When Doug Bowser shows up and he's like, "Hey, let us see what's on your SD card."
Yeah. Yeah.
Wipe it.
There's a bunch of stuff about memory chip modules and flash memory modules and stuff, but it really doesn't say much. Let's see, there's an NFC reader, but the current one has that, so that's not crazy. Dual cooling fans. Let's see, video signal conversion chip, whatever that means. Must be just HDMI output stuff. Yeah, not much else there. So we don't know a whole lot, but I mean, I won't lie. I'm excited about a Switch update and being able to play some of the games I've put off on the tail end of the Switch life cycle that look amazing, but I don't want to play it on my 2017 Switch. I'm just not in the mood. So they've confirmed they're going to let you do backwards compatibility moving forward. And if that's the case, then I will finally play like that chibi looking Zelda game with Zelda as your protagonist and some of those games, as well as whatever they do new. So I do look forward to it. I'm curious what anyone else out there at home thinks. If you guys want to write in and tell us what your hopes and dreams are for a Switch 2. Let us know. One thing that this video does make me think is that we're not looking at a massive change in form factor, which is kind of boring, but also maybe that's good. Don't go too crazy, Nintendo. Sometimes you do that. Sometimes you're like, what if you waved it around like a wand? Or what if you had two screens stacked on each other? Like you can go, they're known for going weird places. Maybe
I think that's maybe the thing that concerns me the most about it, though. And like, it's so weird for me to say this because Nintendo always seems to succeed in spite of whenever somebody goes, "Oh, this is weird," I thought the Wii seemed weird too, right? And then it sold incredibly well. So it's not like I'm saying this is going to kill the system or anything, but it does seem weird to me that this is adhering so close to what the original Switch is.
Yeah.
They're not changing up the gimmick. Really, this is a case where there's a slight redesign to it, but it's all about it's going to be a power upgrade. But how big of a power upgrade is it going to be? Is it weird when they say, "Hey, here's a more powerful Switch"? It's still not nearly as powerful as a PlayStation 5, not by any means, but it's a brand new Switch. Please spend more money on it. You're like, to me, that seems weird. But that's somebody that has all the consoles and plays on a PC and all of that. It probably doesn't matter to the majority of Nintendo players.
Yeah.
But that's something to me that's like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this?
Rumors are PS4 level performance. That's the rumor. And you may say to yourself, well, geez, that's a 2013 console. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
So,
it is.
But that's typical
weird.
Nintendo since the Wii and the GameCube, really, was them saying, we're not playing that game anymore. We're going to We're going to be good
but
enough.
now they are playing the game. That's my point. Is like, yeah, they weren't playing that game when they were going, well, let's change how you interface with video games.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're just doing a power integration, and they're doing a power integration to last generation.
Yeah.
And that's the part that's weird to me. Again, Nintendo succeeds in spite of these things all the time. I'm not trying to say the console's bad or not going to succeed. Don't send your emails on this one, but like, it's just, for me, it seems weird.
Yeah. I think this is where we'll be playing that new Metroid Prime 4. That's where this will be. I don't think we're getting it on the old one. That ain't
Yeah,
happening.
I kind of think the same thing.
Yeah. Although I did think we were going to hear about this thing more officially before the end of this holiday season for next holiday sales stuff, and maybe I'm just up in the night, but I thought Nintendo would be talking about it more by now.
Do they have a big Christmas game, a big Christmas title for this season? Usually.
Yeah, good question. What is Nintendo's big holiday release? Maybe they don't
Go
this
to
year.
their website now. Yeah.
Big
games.
Nintendo 2024 holiday game.
I guess Brothership, right, was the big one.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Super
I
Mario
forgot about that.
Jamboree, like Echoes of Wisdom's already out, which I guess still might make some sales.
Yeah, it's still recent enough too. Let's see, plenty left for Nintendo. Zubba Zubba. Yeah, Brothership and that World Champions Edition thing is really cool, but for a very specific kind of player. That Fantasian game is on there, but that's coming to other places too.
I mean, they got a lot of stuff. I guess it's never been easier to put stuff on the Nintendo platform because I'm seeing the Turtles game, Splintered, or what's it called, Mutants Unleashed? I thought it was called Splintered Fate. Looks like Splintered Fate. Weird. Kill Knight's on there, but anyways, Lego Horizon Adventures. I'm like, isn't that the PlayStation game?
Yeah. Like even a game I'm interested in, Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, which is just a 3D-ification of the old Donkey Kong Country game.
Yeah.
I want that, but that's January.
Right.
Yeah, they don't really have like a real big premiere like Nintendo game.
I think it's Brothership, right? Like that's the big one, even though it's out now, isn't it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
it's sale on November 7th, I guess.
Yeah, that was a month ago. And Jamboree, the Mario Party game, a little bit earlier than that. And like you said, Echoes of Wisdom already out. So maybe they have all their stuff out and they're happy.
I think like also the sales for that, people, we're gamers. We buy things close to launch if we're excited. But a lot of people go to Walmart and be like, what would my kid like to play? And haven't bought any of these. So,
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Boy, every time I get a look at this, where is it? If I can find it, there it is, Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake. The reviews are so good on that. I'd get it on PC, but
yeah,
I like Dragon Quest. I loved 11 and 5. The only two I played. I've only played two of these, but I really like them.
It also is a neat direction they've taken the whole presentation of the thing.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
HD 2D, I don't know, it seems cool.
But wasn't there a story last week where they just released this and then Square immediately around the other side said something like, we don't know if we believe much in the future of 3D, 2.5D remakes of old games. I'm like, you just made
sounds like Square Enix.
Square doesn't know what
everything that just came out.
Square doesn't know what they're doing.
We're very sorry for the piece of crap that sold 3 million copies last week.
A very successful video game you all played. We're really disappointed that it exists. It's very weird, those people. Anyway, I'd love to hear your feedback on this. What do you want out of your Switch 2? We'll, of course, have more as we get closer. But for now, we have this other news to discuss. I wanted to play. There we go. Let's talk about Baldur's Gate 3 going out with a bang. You can be a drunken master. Do you want to do that? Is that a thing, you guys?
I want to do all of this. They're doing a new subclass for all the classes in the game.
It surprised me a lot because prior to this announcement, they have been really hard on the whole, we're not doing DLC. We're not doing a sequel or an expansion. And it just got me in the mode of like, okay, well, I guess we got one of the greatest games ever, but it is what it is, and that's fine. And then suddenly it's like a huge bunch of content.
It's not the Hello Games thing. Like, I think I think it just depends how you manage your money. If you like, obviously they've done well in sales,
Yeah.
but Sven also isn't. It's private, right? I don't think they have shareholders or that kind of thing.
No.
So
No. I mean, I wonder. I
So-
don't know how the licensing works, but you're right. Like they control all of that. John, I
Sure.
see there's a.
far as-
Oh, go ahead, Bo. Sorry.
I was just saying, as far as I know, they're working on 2 products right now, and they're continuing to provide content for BG3. So
We got Rogue subclass Swashbuckler. So piracy.
That sounds incredibly cool, but you know what has me the most excited?
Mm.
You know what I think is the biggest news, the biggest win,
Mm.
as the kids would say for
Mm.
this one?
Mm.
Bard getting College of Glamour. Good old Stanley Billings finally going to be properly represented in
Wow.
Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
College of Glamour getting added.
That's right.
There he is.
Gamers, we heard you. Is this moment right
Yeah,
here?
you want Stanley Billings in his proper spec.
Yep.
Finally, you can make him properly in the game.
I think that let's see, Arcane Archer for the fighter subclass sounds interesting. Like if I had to pick one here, Warlock Hexblade is interesting. Bo, any of these, like you got to do it. Oath of the Crown Paladin.
the wizard blade singing, be a Jedi.
Oh yeah, think of that.
It's not quite a Jedi, but it's your magical focus is in your weapon and your ability to do weapon things and like force powers and shit. Like you can totally build a Jedi out of a
That's cool.
blade singer.
Using your Warble blade or whatever they call them. Warble? No.
You're talking about Vorpal blades. and
Vorpal.
I don't think Vorpal blades
Warble
are not
blade.
something necessarily that wizards use. I think Vorpal blades. I can't remember what the ability is on them, but
One of my team
Yeah,
used a
fighter would get
Vorpal
it.
blade, but I don't remember who. It definitely wasn't Gale because he was at camp being a dick.
oh, there was a Vorpal blade in BG3. I don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
I got it.
Somebody had it. I don't remember who. And I remember seeing it and going, like Bo, like that part of the story Bo had, except we were treating it more like a true.
Yeah, we did have Vorpal blades in there, but I forget how it works.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wasn't
What
it
we
like auto kill or something like that? I can't
didn't
remember.
they? Weren't they? No, they weren't autonomous. They didn't
I
run on
have
their
to look
own.
it up in my book. I forget.
John's dancing sword would come out so often that I would forget that it wasn't an NPC.
Yeah, surprising. There's no dancing sword in BG3 as far as
That
I know.
is surprising because I feel like that could be in there. You know what? Maybe I'll make my first mod for
Hey,
Baldur's Gate 3.
Hey, I like this.
We'll get diplomacy in there.
You guys heard it
Get
here.
that in there.
Yep, you heard it here
But,
first. Forget about
Mhm.
wrestling, frog wrestling. Now it's Dancing Blade John.
Yeah, now I just mod Baldur's Gate 3. That'll be the next thing. It'll be our adventures in Baldur's Gate.
I like it. I like it a lot.
They did say, in addition to that, there'll be new animations, VFX, and they specifically called out voice lines for Oathbreaker Paladins, according
Whoa.
to this PC Gamer article. And that's cool because Oathbreaker Paladin has been in there, but now if you break your oath, it sounds like you're going to get some custom voice stuff. for
Which
you.
makes sense
So,
because you've changed your whole trajectory as a paladin.
yeah.
You know?
Sometimes I wish the game was a little bit better about being like, hey, yo, this decision is going to break your oath. Because the problem with a paladin is they have to adhere to the strict code. If they don't follow that code, they're considered oath breakers. But like almost anything that deals with morality, there are ways to talk around it. It's like, well, if my oath is that I'm going to protect the innocent at all costs and I perceive this person as innocent, then killing all these people and that I deem doing something evil in the name of protecting that person should be fine. And sometimes the game goes, nah, it's
Yeah.
not okay.
Yep.
And it surprises you a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it's because the game's so malleable that it's always surprising when you kind of get forced down a certain path, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's to its credit, I think, that's so rare. But yeah, that's
But
all
it's like
exciting.
you might make some assumptions about the morality of something according to your lens, but you have to adhere to the game's interpretation.
Yeah.
I think, the issue with playing Paladin or just playing freaked out, like, is this thing going to ruin my class? I'm going to be Oathbreaker.
Mm-hmm.
If you're trying to do it right,
Yeah.
try not to break your oath. I know I
Yeah.
started playing a Paladin and I'm like, I don't think I'm going to do Paladin.
It's not your thing. No.
I intended to oath break, but I did it at a time I didn't want to, so I reloaded my save.
Yeah, it wasn't
But-
epic. You're like you're trading, you're bartering with somebody, and you kind of screw them out of a trade, and they're like, "You're an oathbreaker now." And you're like,
yeah,
well,
exactly.
Can it be a
yeah.
cooler moment than I would break my oath and just like shopping?
Yeah, whoops, I picked something up on the ground I perceived as mine, and now the guy's like, "You broke your oath, Paladin. I'm coming for you." And you're like, "Oh no.
Yeah.
Gosh dang it." Instead, I want it to be like, I chop off Mace Windu's arm as he goes to kill the Chancellor. That's when the Oathbreaker moment should be.
Yeah, that's the oath breaking, arm breaking, oath breaking moment. By the way, I said this on, I know Bo saw it because Crofton got involved, but I'd made the comment that my daughter and her friend were watching some of the prequel movies. They were watching, I think they were at Attack of the Clones or something. And I walked in the room and it hit me like a brick. I went, I finally know what I know why the aesthetic has never been good for me. The sets, especially anything with dialogue where they're just kind of walking around, everything looks like it was filmed for Command and Conquer Red Alert and those little videos.
Yeah. I mean, it looks green screen. Sometimes it's especially Phantom Menace. There's some parts where you're just like, like this is so. You
It's
would have
so
been
much.
better to do a painted background like old Hollywood style than what you did. But it is what it is. That was the
Especially
era.
when they go, "Where are you going, Count Dooku?" And he goes, "Space!"
Space! Exactly. I was going to have that queued up. I don't have it. Do I? No, that's not it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And Crofton thought it was. He's like, "Oh man, please, like, take every opportunity you can to offend Bose by talking bad about the prequels."
But you agreed.
But yeah, I'm like, I see. I'm not blind.
Yeah. Hey, you
Like,
can
I
tell.
enjoy them in spite of these things. Like, another movie that got really crapped on that I loved was the Speed Racer movie.
Oh, I like Speed Racing.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I never saw
Yeah.
it.
And it's really good. It's by the Wachowskis, and it was like, people had this whole the first Matrix was good, nothing they ever made again was great, and Speed Racer's in that oeuvre. But I'm like, I love Speed Racer. It's awesome.
Yeah. So was
A movie, but it has
yeah.
that tint of like, the computer graphics look like computer graphics. Like there's a uncanny valley that I think people don't like with the bad bad CGI, which has gotten a lot better in this day and age with your Marvel movies and stuff.
Oh yeah, like the projection room stuff they do now for Star Wars stuff. It's like just a million miles ahead of what was going on.
Ahsoka was awesome. Ahsoka had a lot of fantastical elements to it, and it kicked ass.
Yeah, that stuff's great. So I'm, it was just shocking though.
Space.
There it is, right there. That was it was Anakin talking to I don't know who, and I went, this is a cutscene in Command and Conquer. That's what I'm looking at.
Like the dialogue in the prequels is terrible.
Yeah,
but it's still good. It's part of the charm. Like, it's just hard to like. I'm not like this is Shakespeare, but there's something about it. It's got a lot of heart somehow.
Yeah,
and,
which I always take you seriously on that because you have a background of like you studied writing and the works of these like playwrights and all that stuff. That's not for nothing. So when you see something like cheesy and poorly written like Star Wars and still can appreciate it on whatever level it is,
well, it's just you gotta. It's not that serious. It's movies. Like, you can have just stupid movies that you love. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't all have to be Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Like, we like to be entertained in groups.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're going for a plot heavy, and sometimes spectacle's great. Sometimes you just want mindless spectacle.
Yep.
And I wouldn't count Star Wars. Well, Star Wars is definitely very, very heavy in the spectacle and the that fantasy. But I consider it, compared to what we have like nowadays, which some of it's very good, some of it not so good. Lucas had a vision. Like he was definitely, you can dislike it or not, but he was someone who had the means to create something he wanted to get down.
Yeah.
And I think it works.
I respect it.
Flaws and all, like,
I don't like those movies, but I respect his ability to make one.
Yeah. I mean, if you just like, was this entertaining? It is. And I just think a lot of us, it hit me in my like teenage years, and there's just a lot of memes. I think the meme economy around the prequels really kept it alive.
Yeah. Plus it was, plus that was, I mean, we were in the early days of the meme economy, 1999.
Right.
We were
Meme
just getting started.
Economy and Clone Wars, I feel like, did a lot of heavy
Yeah.
lifting on saving the
Yeah,
prequels.
Clone Wars is
Yeah.
good too.
Yeah.
It has its bad episodes though. Like it's not pretend like every episode of Clone Wars is good.
No, there's
That was
no.
when they still felt the need to do 24 episodes. So you've got 2 episodes of R2D2 and C3PO crashing on a planet, and it's like okay. Or Jar Jar Binks and Padme's adventures in diplomacy could skip that one too.
Yeah. I'm glad we've entered a phase where we don't have to make 24 episodes of things. I like that.
Yeah.
Some network
mean,
TV
it's-
still does, but I don't like it.
It's one of those things where it's like if you're kind of not super into it, it's like, oh great, it's 10 episodes. But when you really like it, then you wish there were more.
That's true.
So it's hard.
Yeah.
That's true. They also added photo mode and crossplay. That's cool.
No, are going to add.
Oh, they're going to add. That's not part of
None
this?
of this is in here. This is for 2025.
Gotcha. So that's cool, though. I like a good photo mode, but more than that, I like everybody being able to play with who they want. So,
Yeah, crossplay is kind of huge for a game that, has such strong multiplayer, and, you can have the game now on multiple systems, get to play together.
Yep.
It's good. Hey, I think people are going to keep playing Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
A single player story game for the next several years.
Yeah.
Still.
I think it's going to do well. They're going to stress test it in January, but they have given no date for release. If I was to guess, sometime before April, if I had to guess. So we'll see how it goes.
I'm excited, although I will say I did almost play Baldur's Gate 3 this week, and it was this news that stopped me. I was like, oh, wait. I want to be
That's
that
why I
college
keep
of
waiting,
glamour
too.
bard.
Yeah, I keep waiting because they keep adding stuff, and I'm like, well, I've already played through it once. I have a multiplayer playthrough. If I'm going to play it again, I want all the goodies, Like,
Yeah,
I shared that video with you guys of the dude who used ChatGPT to make the decisions for an evil playthrough for them.
Oh, yeah.
And when I was watching that video, I noticed he had the golden dice.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I got real jealous, and I was like, I should try and get the golden
yeah.
dice.
No, I want to do an honor mode run too, but I'm still holding off because
This, if you're interested in the video, just search YouTube for "I let an evil AI play Baldur's Gate 3." See how that turns out for you.
It's really funny, and honestly, I think maybe my favorite thing about the video was that it showed me things you can do in that game that I had no idea of.
Yeah.
Like there's a part where it talks about dealing with the hag and like locking her out of her escape and trapping her in a room. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't think you could do that, but you can. Like, it's kind of crazy, the stuff you learn watching other people's playthroughs of this stuff. So
Yeah. That's awesome. Go check that out. Also, some bad news if you were really, really into the game as a service known as Ex-XDefiant from Ubisoft. The rumors were, and we talked about this before, that they were going to shut it down, and turns out they're not rumors at all. They are shutting it down, and they also fired a lot of people in the process.
yeah, we actually talked about this. I went back and looked. We talked about this in October.
Yeah.
And it was a big news story saying, hey, there's rumors that Ex-Defiant is shutting down. And it was the head of the game saying, no, we still have plans for a whole other season. Everything's fine. They're shutting down.
I wonder if he knew then what we know now. You know what I mean?
Probably. It was a leak, so it probably affected things.
Yeah, but don't you think like it's possible just executives had plans to shut it down, and the lead was like, no, they haven't told me. We're still making this game.
Hopefully it's not a case of that's how you found out.
Yeah, that would suck.
Like.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I hope he didn't. We don't know, but assuming he was in on it, it doesn't matter. That game is going away, and they're going to still launch Season 3. Servers are going to remain active until June 3rd, to be exact. Anything you paid for, you'll get. The store, though, will be shut down now, so you can't buy new stuff.
They're still offering purchases.
Yeah, they're going to shut
They
that
should just
off.
unlock everything for 3 months.
That's what I think. I think that would be the way
Yeah.
to go, but I don't know.
Like, if a game has its fans or whatever, it's so sad because, like, they should just... Why does it have to be shut down? Like, can't they just give it to... This is why we need a library of video games so that it can be up on a server somewhere.
Yep. Preservation
That's
is
stupid.
a thing, and I wish, life will find a way. I just wish there were more legal and
Yeah, I wish it was done officially. It's sad that they continue to win with but people might play the games for free and they not for preservation. Shut up.
yeah, shut up.
Like, who cares?
When they said that in that court thing, I got so mad because it was just them saying the quiet part out loud. That was them saying what we've always thought they meant, which is, I mean, because they have to say what you actually mean in court. You can't PR it to death. So when they say phrase like, well, our concern is that some of these games some of them would be played or looked at and used for recreation. You think?
Yes.
Like preserving books. We don't just put books up and say, don't touch it. I mean, some of you do.
We read them for recreation. Literally people go to the library and be like, I'm going to read a John Grisham novel. Like, you're not reading that to learn. You're reading John Grisham. I spit all over the place. You're reading John Grisham to have a good time, and that's what you go to the library for. And you know what? People enjoy buying books, and you know what? Playing games usually makes you excited to play other games, because there's this assumption that if we make our games free to play, they won't buy our other games. But there's competition. There's probably someone making a better game than you anyways. So if you want to keep more people gaming,
the whole thing is based on them locking it down. They just
or don't shut down your damn games.
Or don't shut down
your
your games.
The whole thing is based off of, oh no, we can't port something to the new console and help supplement the bullshit that we pissed out, that we're trying to charge $70 for that nobody bought, whatever live service game we decided to put out this year.
Yeah.
We need a way to make another quick buck. Well, let's put that old game that people actually liked, let's put that out on the new console now.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to change anything about it? No. Why would we? That would take effort. It's so stupid. And the idea that we're not going to buy video games because we have other video games is absolute bullshit. Let the 17 games I bought from the Steam sale be evidence of the fact that me having video games does not prevent me from buying more video games. And I am certainly not the only person who fell into that trap.
No. And just keeping your stuff in a vault forever so that nobody can touch it except you. It's just hoarding mentality, and there's no value to it. So, and if they want to keep having it, so preservation, because preservation is going to happen whether they want to help or not. It's just that it's going to be under the table. Do you want that?
It sucks that it's under the table and people get prosecuted and pay fines and go to jail over nothing. It's so stupid.
It's so dumb. Well, anyway, Ubisoft is, of course, in a bit of a pinch in general. They also, it says here, they're closing their San Francisco and Osaka production studios and ramping down production in Sydney, leading to a loss of 143 jobs total in San Francisco and likely a reduction of 134 people in Osaka, Japan, and Sydney, Australia. It said half the Ex-XDefiant team worldwide would transition to other roles within the company. I never played Ex-XDefiant or the one before this that was also a live service game, whose name I don't think we remember now.
Weird. Imagine Ubisoft making a live service game. Weird.
Again, see, this is the thing I don't even want to place 100% at their feet in that, well, let me put it this way. In this world where there are established leaders in Battle Royale / live service, Battle Pass sort of arrangements, and those big leaders being Fortnite, Call of Duty, Warzone, PUBG to some extent, even, a couple others. But the big boys, it's like one or two. Trying to penetrate that market by just sheer force and will it's a bad bet. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. In fact, if you're Ubisoft, it's even harder because you got a reputation problem. But, I think there's a reason, as much as we may not like it, there's a reason Blizzard canceled that StarCraft thing, although I guess they're working on something new now. But, that's a hard market to get into. You could argue Blizzard did it and failed in their terms with Heroes of the Storm, trying to penetrate a market that already had leaders. So I'm not saying don't try to get what market you can, but focus on, innovate someplace so you're not stuck just like everybody else losing out to the same top two companies that own that space. You can't convince everybody, hey, all you Fortnite people, you're all invested. You spent all this money on Fortnite merch and cosplay and all the stuff you're doing, but can you please just drop all of that and come over here and play Ex-XDefiant?
Now you get to pretend to be Sam Fisher.
Yeah, lame. Couldn't you be him in Fortnite anyway? I think he was in there.
No, but you could be Solid Snake.
Oh,
which
that's
is
who
a
I'm thinking
step
of.
up, so,
Yeah.
you know.
It is a step up. Sorry, Sam, but it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. I mean, they literally made that joke in Metal Gear. There's a scene where Snake says, "Can't you get Sam to do this?"
Yeah, and I'm a big Sam Fisher fan, but I'm a bigger Snake fan. So, well, anyway, Ubisoft in a pinch, and it is what it is. PlayStation is 30 years old. I know you guys are probably aware. And as a result, if you fired up your PlayStation 5 in the last couple of days, you may have noticed that it did this. I had this queued up. Let's see if I can remember where I put it. Oh, where is it? Damn it, Scott. Hold on. This is great.
Man, he was
up.
so ready.
Oh, here it
in
is.
one way.
This is what you heard. So you heard that old school PlayStation thing. You got to see the logo, and it was a big moment for a lot of people. A lot of people freaked out, which is pretty cool, I think. I mean, your PlayStation, you get 30 years under your belt. The guy who helped found you and make you happen just retired. It's a big deal. It's a lot going on. I'm happy for PlayStation fans that they got their weird gray PS5s, they got their weird gray controllers, and they got this cool boot up noise.
I wanted the weird gray controller. It was sold out by the time I went for it.
Yeah,
I wanted it.
Can't get it.
I miss the era of weird old gray PlayStation.
Yeah, I'd kind of like it too.
Never going to do it again because they know they can just release it as a special edition later and get you then.
Yep, that's how they get you. Is this thing, so you're saying, oh yeah, they're still not back in stock. I don't know if they're going to restock these or not.
I actually thought the Astrobot controller was really good looking too. I thought that might even be a better looking controller. That one was pretty slick.
I keep saying I'm going to play that, and I haven't yet.
Neither of those are available right now. You can buy some controllers, but none of the cool ones. It's like shoes.
Yeah.
We're going to make cool controllers, but you'll never be able to buy the cool ones. All you can buy are these cruddy, it's red now.
Well, eBay, you could go on eBay. Let me tell you what you'll pay
No, I just want to spend normal money.
Here's
It's already too expensive.
Normal money. What does eBay take different money?
Yeah.
There are, let me tell you what you'll pay. 30th edition anniversary gray controllers. $129 is about the minimum you'll pay.
You know, that's not that much of a hike up.
Not too bad.
I still that's more expensive than the already expensive is where we're at with that.
Yeah, I agree. Ooh, this one's 160. Oh, it looks like they vary, but
it was cool that you got to pick which era of PlayStation you wanted for your boot up, though. You could do PlayStation 1 for your old nostalgia. You could do PS2.
Mm-hmm.
I wish you could mix and match because I like the PlayStation 1 boot better.
Mm-hmm.
But for just like sitting at the menu, I like the weird PS2 era where it was all kind of ethereal and all of that.
Yeah.
And, you can pick PlayStation 3 if you're a crazy person. So that's there as well.
I didn't mind 3s. It was all right. Okay.
No, 3 was so pretentious. 3 was like, we're going to have an orchestra play when your console starts because we're not a video game console. We're heart.
It was really kind of, that's one of those things you don't like. That's inside up your butt kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, that was some up your butt pretension right there.
So the PlayStation 2 one sounded like this. Let me get that. And then it just kind
I
of,
remember that noise. Yeah.
and it just kind of sat there doing stuff. And then PS3, let's play that real quick. Let's just get a little nostalgia going here. I know John's right about this. Listen to this. Here we go. That was to make you feel better about your $600 you just plopped in.
Yeah, and like it didn't help that it was also an insanely expensive console where they said, we want to make something that people would think, maybe I'll get a second job to pay for this. It's like, my God. And then you make it an orchestra tuning up. Good Lord.
Yeah. This is the best one, though. GameCube intro. Pff, no notes. Love it.
It's good. And you could hold other buttons to make it sound different.
Yeah, you could. Why is there a Michael Jackson on here. Hold on. What is this?
You've been hit by a smooth
I'm not sure what that's about.
That's because the internet's dumb. That's where that's from.
That's from the dumb internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the Segas chat. Robert Jeffrey in the chat saying all the Segas when you would do the Sega. Or the best one, which was the T-Rex for the Jurassic Park game, where you would break through the wall and go, Sega.
Oh, yeah, those were good. I liked, let's see, as far as console startup, because the games had the startups on those.
Yeah.
And so you didn't really get a console startup until, oh gosh, probably Saturn. I think I even have Saturn here somewhere. Let's see. Yeah, I do. Here you go. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Did Dreamcast have a startup?
It did.
What was Dreamcast?
Let's play it. Dreamcast.
Dreamcast is like my favorite console I didn't play.
Yeah, I loved mine. I was a huge fan. Here we go. All right.
Yeah, that's all right.
That's
That's
okay.
not bad.
Yeah.
The first Xbox was a bunch of billion explosions. That's what that one was.
Let's see what that one sounds like. I have that too. Here you go.
Yeah.
We're Microsoft. And then
I remember liking the 360, but didn't it had multiple, right? Because they changed it.
I think
over
it changed over time. The original was this. Nope, that was a newer. That might have been, I don't know, that might have been newer. Oh, here it is, original. There you go. And then you
Yeah, it's that little whoa that was like in there through all of it.
then you had the blades. Oh man.
Oh, the blades.
Yeah, the blades were good.
I liked the blades.
Big fan.
I remember when they're like, "We're getting rid of the blades." I was like, "Why? You had it so perfect.
You had
What
it
are you
right,
doing?"
and you've never gotten it right since. Like, not as good. None of you have. PlayStation, all of you have failed. Blades were the best. Here's your Sega sound. Ugh.
Sega.
Oof,
Do you
go
have the dinosaur? Let's get the dinosaur.
Hold on. Is it the Jurassic Park one?
Dude, Genesis dinosaur Sega or something. T-Rex Sega.
Sega. Okay. Here we go. No, that isn't it. Is this it? No, that's Dinosaurs for Hire. Did it come with the Jurassic Park? Was that the point of that?
It was the Jurassic Park game. Do Jurassic Park Genesis game Sega.
There.
There it is. Sega. One more time. Let's hear it one more time.
That's
It's
so
good.
stupid. All right, I'll play it again. Here. Robert. All right, that was great. What else? What else is going on? They're getting big games this week. Indiana Jones and the Monkey's Paw. What is it? What's it called?
Nope, it's not that. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I
Great
believe.
Circle. That's it.
Man, that name is concerning.
That's this week, right? Let's see.
I don't know.
Tomorrow.
You guys are
Yeah.
the one. You're the ones who told me it was. So if it wasn't, I heard
know.
it from listening to you.
I know.
No, it's this week. It's this
Okay.
week. It's like tomorrow, I think, or something.
Let's
Yeah.
see, the Steam date. Oh, 8th. So Friday? No. What is the 8th?
Sunday.
Really? Weird.
What games come out on a Sunday?
Yeah.
Wa-
Three days from
The
now.
exciting. Yeah,
You know
it's a
what I
crazy
like
release
is
day.
when a video game comes out right at the ass end of the weekend.
All you're thinking about is what you gotta do on Monday at work and get to the office and everything. Yes. Please let me play my game.
No, hey, John. Here you go. Let's we can gross about this. It's because if you get the premium edition, you get to play 3 days ahead of release.
Oh.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's actually releasing today.
Okay. All right.
It's releasing today for the Richies.
Yeah.
So I will not. I don't care about Indiana Jones that much. That I need to play it 3 days early. So
I do look forward to playing this. I will do it on Game Pass PC because I'm currently subbed.
So people got to be like playing it like right now, right?
Oh,
Probably
Game Pass has
or
it
something.
early, I think. I think you can play Game Pass now.
Is
Yeah,
that true, or is it just
That's-
preload?
Did I make that up? Hold
that's
on.
crazy.
Okay, it might be just preload.
That seems fake. That
Indiana
sounds like
Jones.
fake news if I ever heard it.
Well, here's how we find out. Okay.
So it's not released yet 'cause there's only 2 Twitch channels with the game listed, and I don't think they're playing.
How to
Yeah, it says right here on Game Pass, upgrade to Premium Edition for early access.
Oh, so if you get the console and PC, the big one with like cloud and all that, you get it.
So it's available in 3 hours, 34 minutes, and 25 seconds from when I said this. If you upgrade to the Give Us Your Money edition.
This is the
Give us
face,
your money edition.
John.
Like
This is the face they make when you upgrade with your Give Me Your Money edition, right there.
Like as a sucker born every minute.
That's right.
What else do you
I
get
knew
for
you
the
couldn't
premium?
wait.
Don't look
Digital
at 'em.
premium. You get a digital art book, Temple of Doom outfit,
Yeah.
the Last Crusade pack, traveling suit outfit, lion tamer whip,
Edible monkey
and then
brains.
you'll get the story DLC, the Order of Giants. Okay, so you get some DLC with your extra.
I
money.
want spiders on my clothes that I have to wipe off all the time. I want I want Doc Ock yelling, "Give me the idol, I'll throw you the whip." I want that somehow. There's a lot of things I want for my pre-order, and it doesn't sound like I'm going to get them. So
This
forget
is
it.
Machine Games. These are the Wolfenstein guys, right?
Yeah, they make good
Yeah.
games.
Yeah, I mean, if
I do
Oh.
love Wolfenstein, but I'm not so excited about this that I feel the need to pay for early access.
No.
yeah, I just know they've got they made a tasty game in those Return to or that Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein. I like that.
Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein.
So the fact that there are no reviews yet is a little concerning, or maybe whatever. I shouldn't.
Yeah, but it is also a bit par for the course for them, right? Like
yeah, I guess so.
they've been doing that for a while.
Let's see here.
I can wait. Hey, turns out on this, I can wait.
I can also wait. I am excited about it, and I hope it pays out and is good.
Like what makes me stoked for this is not. I mean, like obviously it's Indiana Jones, and if it's good, it'll be very cool. But like that, actually, Machine Games is doing it. I really like their.
Yeah.
Like they actually put a good story in the Wolfenstein games, which was
Yeah.
which I didn't think would be possible, honestly.
Oh, I love those. Those first two or whatever they
Yeah.
were. They were freaking amazing.
But also, part of what I liked about those games was how absolutely insane and bonkers they were. And I think maybe restricted to Indiana Jones, they might not be able to go quite so crazy.
Well, it might not
Maybe
be
I
a
don't even
bonkers
want
thing,
them to, but
But Indiana Jones at its best is funny and filled with adventure, and it's
that's
hard
true.
to
And
tell
they are good at doing that.
from the promotional material because they show a lot of environments. I find it's like okay, I don't know. I'm just nice environments are great, but they're not going to sell a game.
Well,
We're going through that right now with the whole AAA bubble bursting.
yeah.
It's like nobody's actually impressed that you used Unreal Engine and made gorgeous environments. Turns out it can look like shit, but if it's fun, they'd rather play it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I agree with
I
that.
mean, not to dredge up the conversation another week in a row, but I think the environments in Dragon Age Veilguard were some of the best I've ever seen. They looked absolutely
Yes.
incredible. Did
Yes.
not make that game a 10 out of 10 for me.
No.
But they were some incredible looking environments for sure.
Usually this far into a generation, if you count consoles as the start and end of a generation, which I don't know if we do that anymore, but when we did do that, by this point of it, we're usually past all the flash and into the innovation part of the cycle. And I feel like we're not quite that this time. Like
Yeah.
it's still a lot of flash and it's still a lot of look what Unreal 5.1's doing, which is great, but where's my gameplay? Usually some shitty indie I bought that looks like, pixel graphics from 20 years ago, but I'm having more fun. So here's the
I don't know, man. I'm fingers crossed.
here's what Troy Baker said about the imminent release of The Great Circle. Here's what he said. Oh wow,
he's a talented man.
he really is. He can do it. He's just a
he
chameleon.
can do any voice.
Incredible
He's got
stuff.
range.
Yeah.
You also got your in a few hours is all. You got your Marvel rivals today. Your team shooter.
Yeah, I feel like I'm under a lens for that one because I've been so harsh on team shooters. So I guess I'll be transparent and say I've preloaded it.
Yeah, actually, what I thought was the funniest thing was I was listening to Morning Stream the other day, and Brian Ibbott's super stoked.
Oh, he's so
Yeah.
excited. He
I
started
was like,
he started
wait, what?
preloading
Oh
it
my God.
today, like during the show, and like messing with our
Yeah.
bandwidth because he was so excited.
I just thought it was funny because I don't really associate. Like, I know he's like played WoW and plays games and stuff.
He's
but,
in the chat.
Is he in there?
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is.
he was jazzed.
I was-
I mean, look at
yeah,
you got to
I-
look
I
at you
don't
got
know
to
why I was
understand.
shocked by it, but I was kind of like, oh my god, he's really into Rival though.
You got to understand, Brian is the hardest core Marvel guy I've ever known, like ever. John's close.
I just don't think of him as a shooter fan. I guess I've seen him play WoW. I know he plays Snap,
Yeah.
and other games, but I just was not expecting like
yeah.
FPS Coverville
Yeah.
to make an appearance.
Turns out if you slap Marvel on something, he gets pretty stoked about it. And I'm from what I'm hearing, things might be all right with this. Like, all cosmetics for purchases, no pay to win, XP jumps, any of that crap. And it looks real pretty. So I don't know. We'll talk about it.
Oh, and they're
next week.
doing a cool thing with their battle pass. I gotta give some kudos to their battle pass system. If you buy a battle pass, you are able to unlock the items from that battle pass in perpetuity. It does not ever go away. So there is no like, well, you better play for this season or it goes away and you lose those rewards. You will always be able to work towards unlocking the items in that battle
Wait,
pass.
question.
Go.
Sorry, no, let John finish. Sorry, I was going to interrupt him.
No, that was it.
I
That was
think
it.
he
That
was
was the whole
done.
thing.
Yeah.
Are we all playing this tonight?
Oh, I don't know about tonight, but I will be playing for sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try it. I don't know about tonight.
Like, should we, make a date, play date?
I would-
Things are
I would
Things
love
things are crazy,
Yeah.
but I definitely.
But
would
I
like
mean,
to
it is a
find
team-based shooter, and we
Yeah.
do have a Coverville, and now I guess we got a John Jagger and Frog Pants. Do you have time for video games
I mean, hell yeah.
that are multiplayer? 'Cause it would-
I mean, look at my list.
we
I
have
got-
raid tomorrow. No.
Oh shit, we have raid.
Oh, look at that! Hey, we're gonna do another Heroes where you guys just constantly dip out a
Yeah.
raid, and we go play another video game instead.
That's right.
No, we need Scott. We're at the last boss.
Yeah,
So
they need
can't
my
dip out-
tank.
he played tank. He can't dip out now.
Yeah, I'm gonna preload right now on my other ISP, so it won't affect anything. But
Yeah, I'm gonna preload too. It actually does look pretty sick. Like I'm like
that art style is neat. It's very cool looking. So
I want to hate on the netties of it all, but it looks pretty dope. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a try.
I kind of wish Brian said this on the show, but I agree with him. I wish there was a Marvel series with this style. The style is very cool. I mean, it's kind of arcane. Everything looks like arcane now, but
I mean, you could do that with a lot. I know WoW's done it. Just even like Machinima Light, like make it in engine and just work on some of the facial animation or like customize. Like I don't know. There's some middle ground between having to do like whatever it is they do to make animation. I don't know what I'm talking about. But like,
No,
use
that
the
thing they
game
do.
engine to make like, Machinima Light. It just feels like it could be watchable with some customized stuff just for the TV show. I don't know. Like WoW cutscenes. We're kind of doing that.
yeah,
Except with some work on the mouth movement.
yeah. Those are actually those are better than ever. But I know what you mean.
Yeah, yeah. I've watched a lot of them in the past week because I'll get to it in the games we played, but I played some Dragonflight, so I've seen a lot of that stuff. They just didn't bother with all the dragons speaking ESP.
Yep.
Yeah.
So look forward to that.
But
We got that today, 4:00, I think, or my time, Mountain. So what is that? 6 p.m. your time?
3 hour. Wait,
I think
coming out?
that's when it comes out today. Rivals, I think.
Rivals is 3 hours according to Steam here for me. So 6.
So yeah, 6 your
PM.
time. Yep, 4 here, 6 there.
All right.
PoE 2, Path of Exile 2.
Hell
That's
yeah!
another big one.
Yep.
Path of
Hell
Exile.
yeah.
That early access starts today, I think. And John, you have that, right? You did the buy-in.
I did a buy-in, so I should have
Right.
access to it.
Mhm.
But
I
this
am so
one-
excited for this.
Yeah,
This one is what day?
today.
I think
Oh,
I thought
today?
it was the
Tomorrow.
6th. I
Tomorrow's
think
the
it's the 6th.
For-
I think you can
yeah.
start preloading it today, and I think it comes out tomorrow.
Oh,
So
okay. So this is still. It's a. Let's see. Where are we here? Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, you're right. So you can preload tonight sometime. You'll be able to play it tomorrow. Path of Exile 2. Big looming excitement on this one. I feel like there's a lot of people talking about it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're hungry for a good ARPG to play.
So what you're saying is the current one isn't doing it for us.
No. I
Okay,
said
all
we're
right.
hungry for a good ARPG. That's
Okay.
all I said.
All
People
right.
might read into the comments. I can't help what people hear, but all I said is that people are hungry for a good ARPG.
Yeah.
And I am. And I cannot believe how much I ended up liking original Path of Exile when I gave it a try. I really didn't expect. I expected to play it and be like, okay, yeah, it's a good one of those.
Mm-hmm.
But it has made me insanely excited for Path of Exile.
I love it. You went from this is a Spike game a couple years ago to this is your highly anticipated sequal.
Yeah,
I think that's great.
Game.
You know it's WASD controls on this one, right? Like
It can be.
can
I
be.
believe it is. I believe it is an option.
Yeah.
You can choose between both of them.
You can. First one too. You could choose. I did both. You could also play on controller, which is nice at launch. I like controllers of these games. Also, it doesn't say the first game was, but I assume this will be Steam Deck verified very quickly, and that's where I want to play it is in bed where no one's bugging me and just lay there and annoy my wife.
Scott, stop playing Path of Exile 2.
Stop it! What are you blowing up more goblins? Blah. Anyway, that's tomorrow, right? We say that right? Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Grind your
I do
gears.
believe you have to do a buy-in of some kind in order to have early access. I think the let me see what the cheapest option is for that, but I think you have to do at least the base level supporter pack, which is $30 in order to have the early access. I did see someone in our Discord say, like, why isn't anybody up in arms about this like they were for World of Warcraft? It's like, well, for one, it's a free game. And for two, you're not paying a subscription fee for it.
Right. Yeah, why?
Like,
I don't know why they want to. Why is that a problem?
I'm not saying that like a paywall behind early access is 100% good all the time, but like the game's literally free and there's no subscription fee. I don't think people are going to get as upset when a game that has a subscription fee and is not free does a premium buy-in to get early access to the game.
Yeah.
I think that's where the difference is.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I don't think.
Oh, and Tezzeret Dynamite in the chat says $30 is the cheapest, and you get an equal amount of premium currency in the game. So in a way, assuming you intended to spend premium currency in the game, in a way, that's still kind of free. But if you didn't intend to give them any money ever, then yes, you're still paying $30.
I think it's if you're way into it and you've played tons of one and stuff. I think that's such a small ask. 30 is nothing. For this.
I always, if there's a game I like, and actually Path of Exile is the one exception that I've made to this rule, and not because I of any moral stance, it's just how it went. If I play a game and I like it and it's a free game, I give that game money. Like, I don't consider it a badge of honor to be like, I never spent any money on that game. Like, you should reward people who made good video games by giving them at least a little money. Now, I'm not saying you have to give them $752, but you should at least give them something if you think you're going to like the game. And I think if you're so ready to play it that you're wanting to get in on early access and all of that, I don't think $30 is crazy.
No, I don't either. I don't think so at all. I'm tempted now. I could do it still today and still get early access, I guess. Ah, damn it, John. You're getting me excited about a game I wasn't
you
even
should.
gonna
You
play.
should do it. Get to try it. And another thing Jumps pointed out, is this is a proper early access. There's lots of missing features, lots of stuff that hasn't been added, and it's not like a couple days. This is potentially, half a year to a year away before the game actually releases. So
yeah. Full early access release for sure. But on every device, which is crazy, except for Switch. But yeah,
I think I'm gonna wait for feedback on it.
See what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because it is not the full game, and I've got a ton of games to play. So
Yeah, you're in no shortage of games right now, right?
yeah.
It's Steam's early access, not early release. Yeah, exactly. But it's also early, whatever they call it on the consoles. They have a term for it too. Preview
Yeah,
or
it's
something.
releasing, I think, everywhere. Like, it's not just
Yeah,
Steam.
and they're all getting it's still the early builds. They're not getting everything until it's done. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back from our traditional break, we will talk more about games we played. We have a Dear Martha all lined up, and your feedback, and so much more. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. So I'm just going to go ahead and kick it in here. Resume. All right. And we're back, everybody. Resume. We have resumed. We've resumed the program, and that means it's time for Dear Martha. Oh, yeah, it's where John takes a little bit of his, I don't know, his skills as a dude.
Yep, dude skills.
What am I trying to say? Improvisationist. There, that's what I meant. And we read something from somebody. We got this from a member of our raid team, Bo. Once again, it is Zarek belling up to the bar and says, here's the scenario. Martha's husband is currently in Vatican City. You know where the Pope is? That's where she is. Or you are.
Where they play the Baldur's Gate 3, I understand.
Yeah, exactly. and funny enough, it has to do with that. It says in the Vatican City where they have successfully dealt with the Baldur's Gate 3 scandal. In an effort to deem certain types of games holy, the Pope has given a speech on what titles, genres, and game mechanics are backed by Catholicism, as well as which of the same are unholy. Martha's husband is simply giving her a retelling of the Pope's speech so that she can game responsibly under the Lord's watchful eye. Now here's hard mode if you just choose to take hard mode. You ready?
Okay.
Use at least one biblical quote for the holy and unholy list, respectively, to back up the Pope's decisions. Now, you can choose to or not to use hard mode. This is sincerely from Zarek, the Core Guild's Ohio-ass warlock, he likes to say. I think he's human.
Okay. Here's the game I think I'm going to play with this. I have before me, I have no idea if they're good or not. I just opened these tools while you were reading.
Okay.
And they were the first ones that came up that I found.
Okay.
I have a random game generator that will generate a random video game.
Okay.
And I have a random Bible verse generator.
All
So
right.
I am going to do a Dear Martha letter
Okay.
where I sell whatever game comes up as holy with whatever Bible verse comes up, and then an unholy one for the next game and next Bible verse.
Okay.
That's what we're going to attempt to do.
I like it, and I think that's straight. That's directly in the hard mode category of, this is definitely going to be more difficult. So I like it.
All right, that's what we'll do.
All right, excellent. Let me just make sure this is all ready to go. I think it is. All right, here comes John. Let's count it down. 3, 2, 1.
My dearest Martha, in spirit of your recent conversion to Catholicism, I wanted to let you know the latest information from the Vatican so that you can make informed video game decisions. Now, why I can get this information on the battlefront easier than you at home is beyond me, but don't get on my case. I'm fighting a war. So, up first, I would like to tell you about a game that recently the Vatican has approved as a holy game. That game is, of course, Command & Conquer Red Alert 3. Now, you might be saying, why has the Vatican taken such a liking to Command & Conquer Red Alert 3? Well, besides the fact that it utilizes God's creatures, grizzly bears, as a unit within the battlefield, much like many of our greatest Bible stories tells us, I'm also reminded of Hebrews 10:23. Let us hold unswervingly to the hope we profess, for he who promised is faithful, and there is no greater promise than that of commanding and conquering God's creatures for greater war and conquest. Thus, Command & Conquer 3 Red Alert gets a big holy from me. Now, there are unfortunately games out there ready to prey upon our mortal souls, and I speak naturally of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, another 3 game. Now, Martha, I don't mean to alarm you, but this definitely is the work of the devil. See, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, probably okay, but at 3, they sort of reevaluated. And I'm reminded by Mark 7, 18 to 19, I don't know how you say it when there's 2. Are you so dull, he asked. Don't you see that nothing that enters a person from the outside can defile them? For it doesn't go into their heart, but into their stomach, and then out of the body?
Perfect.
Martha, I think what they're really getting at with this is that pro skating is supposed to be an outdoor activity. When you turn it into an inside in front of a video game, you defile the purity of riding on a skateboard. And I think that we need to keep Mark's words at heart when we decide to skate around and collect videotapes or whatever they do in that game. I certainly don't play it. I'm a religious man. Anyway, with this, you now have a game with a 3 in the title that you can play and one to look out for. So, happy gaming to you, Martha. Yours in this life and the next. Devout man, 47.
Oh, good. I was worried 69 was going to make an appearance today, and it didn't. That's good. You know, we want to keep Catholics holy or whatever.
I wonder how many games with a 3 I would get if I did it. Oh, the next one would have been Sonic Generations.
Oh, that would have been quite the. That'd be holy though, right? Like,
Yeah, that would be the next holy game. This was actually fun. I kind of want.
that was good. He does
again.
his hard mode stuff is pretty great. He's very thoughtful about it, and I like getting them from him. So I am sure we'll be getting some more down the road. Nicely done, everybody. It's now time for us to talk about the games we played. Wait, where is it? I had a very weird week, and it was started by something. I'll get into it. But I've been playing a lot of Sonic X Shadow, or as Sonic X Shadow Generations, or whatever the heck it's called.
Yeah.
And I've really been enjoying it, and it's got me itching for like just 3D platformers, just like everything from old classics like, you know, Banjo-Kazooie up through current stuff. And I don't know why I did this, but I just got a hankering. So I went around just looking at different stuff, thinking, well, do I really want to give this one a real try this time? And one of them got me right away, and I haven't stopped, and that is PsychoNaughts 2, which I've never given the proper time to play. I love PsychoNauts 1. It's an all-time classic, in my opinion. And the Double Fine sequel, PsychoNauts 2, came out a few years ago. I believe is a Series X, Xbox and PC exclusive, although it's on Steam and stuff. They had it on Steam for like $5. That's the other reason. This recent autumn sale was stupid.
Yeah, I think that's one of the ones I picked up too.
It's so cheap, John. Everything.
In fact, it's the reason there was a second set of games that I bought, because I bought a bunch of games and then I was like, yeah, and then I thought I got Psychonauts 2 because it was only like $5, and I went, oh shit, that wasn't on the list of games I bought.
Yeah.
So then I added it. I had like 4 other games along with it.
Yeah.
It was real.
Yeah, because these
They
games
got me a bunch of times. Yeah.
These games are crazy cheap right now, and I don't know why that thing was $5, but it was, and I was like, all right then, let's give it a shot. I played it a little on Game Pass and just didn't get far, and this time I'm way far, and I'm so compelled by it, I'm going to beat this game. Mark my words.
Well, you've heard it here first. Scott will not be playing this game next week.
I will be playing this until I win.
Something else.
Nope. I'm going to recommend, if you don't like teeth or dentistry, I would avoid this game, because there's a lot of teeth.
Not friendly to the teeth.
Well, you're in the brain. You're in the brain of one of your chief antagonists, who's from the first game too. And in his brain, it turns out, or at least a lot of it, not all of it. You're in a lot of people's brains, but to start with, you're in his, and he's got a lot of dental shit around. It's like, look at this mouth right here. Boink, there's some more teeth. There's some kind of tongue unit that just slapped you in the butt. Anyway, this is a brilliant platformer. It deserves all the praise it gets. It's so freaking good, and I'm mad that I didn't really give it the attention it deserved until now. I loved it. It's great. I don't have a ton to say except, you know, its combination. Here, I think this is what I like most about it. In a lot of ways, the action, the platforming, the sort of minute-to-minute action part of a 3D platformer is all things you might expect. I think there's a lot of cool tools in his arsenal, a lot of stuff to switch out and try. So there's a lot of variety there. But at the end of the day, you're jumping, you're hitting. You're, trying to make a wide chasm. You have different abilities to burn things with your brain, like he's doing right now. These posters, he's about to burn them all. Anyway, you have all this stuff at your disposal, and it makes all that part of it really, really fun. But what really sets it apart is the Double Fine storytelling, which this game feels like there's so much story in it. It could have been one of their point-and-click adventures. And in fact, it made me kind of surprised that they haven't attempted to just do this world and do a one-off like point-and-click stand like they used to do, like their old games.
Yeah.
Because it just fits. Like all the dialogue, constant story, character development, all compelling, all really fun, interesting characters. None of them are wasted. They all have a lot to say, and you have a lot to say back, and what you say matters. And like, so they've got that pedigree is like embedded in an otherwise action 3D platformer. And that combination is so underrated. I really, really like it. So I've just gotten really into it, and I'm playing a ton of it, and I like it a lot. I'm pretty far in the game.
And you're going to beat it.
I'm going to beat it.
Committed.
I'm committed.
Yeah.
I'm committed. I may not 100% it because they got a bunch of unlocks, tons of outfits, and like every game.
Is
now.
that going to be before or after Veilguard?
Well, when was that? Before or after Sushashi Mashushi or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Tales of the Ghost of the Sasushi. That game. I need to finish that still. Yeah, I will beat this before I beat Veilguard. But I still think Veilguard's got my future. My future has Veilguard being beaten. I just don't know how soon it'll be. I really like it though. Now here's the other weird thing about it. When I would play it for a while and go, all right, I'm at a part I could save at. And then I would get an itch for like simpler fare in the meantime, kind of my arcade thing. I like to put quarters and other stuff, right? So because I'm in the 3D platformer hell mode, I also played Spyro Reignited Trilogy again. I also played some of Kao the Kangaroo and a little bit of Yooka-Laylee from the Banjo-Kazooie people.
Spyro Reignited is a great, I'm going to just goof around for a little bit game.
Yep, it's very good at that. Collectathon, it's not too serious. In fact, if anything, these are all examples of the old school stuff without, how do I explain it? It's like, this Spyro Reignited thing is like the old games. It's all about go and collect a bunch of shit. 2 and 3 have a little bit more in them, and they're in this too. There's a little bit more story and character stuff. But for the most part, this game is go get all the gems, go get all the stuff, clear out all the levels, find all the dragons. It's collectathon. And that can be fun in its own way, but it's kind of it's sort of turn your brain off and just run and have fun. A couple of environmental puzzles, but for the most part, you're just platforming. And these are just so lovingly recreated. They're beautiful and just really fun to play. They play great on Steam Deck. So I did a bunch of Spyro just to kind of get that feel. And they hold up. I think it's a very good little series. And then I had a similar experience with the other two. But I just got in this weird mood of 3D platformers this week, like I do sometimes with certain genres. And this was it this time. And I had a ball. So highly recommend it. Maybe I was looking for something, what's the word? Just not chill, but just like simple, go and do shit mechanically kind of games,
Yeah.
And again, I'm reading a lot of books, and that's probably part of it. But then a fan recommended something to me. I'm hauling A through these because most of these you guys know, but this one is new. You're never going to have heard of this before. This is a game called Lost But Found. All right. This is Chorecore at its finest. Here's how it works. I love this game. I'm so addicted to it.
I had heard of this game. That's just why I'm laughing that you're just like, you've never heard of this before.
Yeah.
This is a brand new.
Yeah.
You never experienced anything.
You never heard this until you actually have heard, because of course you've heard of this one. Yeah, it's a, I can't remember your name. So whoever reached out to me and told me this, it was like somewhere in a passing way and I just didn't get your name. I'd love to give you credit because I'm having so much fun with this. It is in early access, but it's already really addicting and it's cheap. And the idea is that you work at the airport and on this conveyor belt, lost items, people's sunglasses, their tickets, their baggage, computers, power chargers, stuff you would think people would lose, on their plane rides or on their trips. that this stuff just keeps showing up, and your job is to pull it out of the thing. It's all mouse driven. The entire thing's mouse driven. You drag stuff off the belt and you put it on this table and you try to be organized. You can rotate things and all of that, but you're trying to stack it and be kind of thoughtful, because when this table gets full and a guy shows up with a limited timer that says, I need my sunglasses, you want to be able to find them quickly and hand them off. It gets crazy, and you get a bigger table, and then you upgrade the timer so people are standing there longer before they leave, and you don't want to give the wrong thing to people. You also have pepper spray in case this guy right here, give me your money. You spray him in the face with the pepper spray. You gather their money. There's a tip jar that gives you more money. You buy these tools in between rounds, so you have a timed round, and then you go out to the town, go to the shop, go to the black market, and go to the security office, and they all have upgrades that range between, affordable to kind of expensive, but hopefully you've earned enough money. Well, you can do this, and you always get money for this. Black market's fun because you can take items to the black market and sell them. So if you know that there is like high value computer equipment, you can put them in this little box, and when your round's over, you can take that box. I mean, it's a little skeevy because you're stealing. But
yeah, I was gonna say, what happens when somebody says, "Hey, where's my computer equipment?"
So those people, when they show up and ask for something, they'll stand there until their timer's up, and then they'll leave, and it doesn't ding you. They just think you can't find it, but really you sold it.
They don't know that you have it.
Yeah.
So you could sell everything in the black market.
You could, but you don't want to, because some things are worth way more to have them be found than they are in the black market, and then there's some things that are way better on the black market than if they were
it's
found.
Worth more to be found. Why are they tipping you?
Yeah, they tip you big money. So if
jeez, you're collecting on two ends,
big time.
Also, what the hell's the point of the security guard standing right next to you if you have to pepper spray somebody that asks for money?
Oh, he's just there for the tutorial. He leaves. So once he's gone, then it's just like, think of like Diner Dash or something. I'll scoot ahead here. So here's a bunch of items.
Oh, I see. Yeah, he's gone now.
I lost my sweater. So you go find the sweater, hand it to them. They pay you money. The money shows up over there. You click it. These phone numbers are people who say their thing's lost, but it hasn't shown up yet. So if you can find their thing and then you can call them on the cell phone, there's a way to do it automatically eventually. It's a nice upgrade. So all you do is just drag it, scan it, and it goes beep, 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 and they show up and you give them the thing. And you just try to maximize as much money as you can. You get a great big fat table going, upgrade the table, all these items laid out here. Any that you don't give away or find the owner of during your run, they stay there until the next one. You don't want to leave stuff on the belt, because if you do, that will fine you. If like these 3 items that just showed up on the belt, if those go away now, or you wait too long, those will roll away and you'll get fined. You can throw shitty stuff away if you want. There's a little garbage can. And then the people get more demanding, and you try to do upgrades to help them be more patient, all that kind of stuff. It's great. I love it. It's the stupidest thing, but the loop has got a real hold on me, and I can't stop playing it. So I will recommend, though, if you do not like mice games where you're just almost Diablo 1 level of like clicking, where you're just like, oh, shit, and you're just constantly, you're going to wreck your arm if you're not sitting right and all that. So just know that. If you get a lot of mouse hand, this may not be.
Can you just pepper spray random people?
Yes, yes, and they'll leave, and you'll get no money.
Hi, I lost my my brand new Apple PC pepper spray and take it to the black market.
Yep, you just spray them in the face. Tons of items. That's the other thing, is lots of different items. Oh, he gave the wrong one to somebody and lost $135. So you got to be careful.
How does that work?
Well,
how does
some of that you got to park your brain a little bit.
Okay.
You just get dinged for screwing
It's
up.
not a realistic simulator.
Also, why do I got to clean the people's clothes?
So that's another weird one. Sometimes an item like you'll get a notebook computer covered in stickers, and you take all the stickers off before you can give it back.
That would annoy me if I lost my notebook computer
that had all your stickers.
We have it here, and I was like, and I removed the stickers for you. I would be like, well, that was not your job. So.
Yeah, I want my stickers. I put them on there for a reason. It doesn't make any sense.
I didn't accidentally fall down a flight of stickers. Like you put them back.
Yeah. I should say, too, the nice thing about the phone number thing is that, oh, no, his round is done, so he can't get them to come. Anyway, sometimes when they're dirty, you sponge them off, and then they're very happy because you cleaned them up. So there's a little bit of like,
Oh, so you're trying to get a bigger tip.
A bigger tip, exactly. You could give it back to him normal. You'll get less money. And sometimes it's so crazy you need to just give it. Who cares? Like, wait for the next one.
Tipping culture is out of control.
Yeah, it gets a little nuts. But look, they got this like fake Steam Deck called the Vapor Deck.
Oh, I see.
They got an
Yeah.
iPad. They just call I think they
Oh,
just call it a
vapor.
tablet.
Right?
Yeah, it's pretty
Because
stupid.
it's Steam. Yeah, but no, it makes sense.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
is he holding on to a diaper? It looks like he's got a diaper
He
down
does.
there in the corner.
He
No,
does.
but no parent is coming for that.
Are
Are they
promise
not?
you.
Is it? Are they not allowed to call it a Steam Deck?
I don't know if you could or not.
We're just being tongue in cheek, probably.
That little book next to those binoculars up there, that's some kind of adventure D&D book thing.
So do you have a trash bin? You can just throw stuff away,
Yeah,
right?
up in the upper left there. That
Because I feel
trash
like
icon.
if I played this game, I would just make my own decisions on what is trash and what
So-
is treasure.
Is this your gameplay or someone else's?
This is someone else's right now. Right now, he's checking prices.
He's like tidying things like a crazy person. Like how messy is your table?
Oh, my table is much messier than this.
Yeah,
I
that's
try. See, he's trying to just fill every single corner. That magnifying
it's
glass
almost
he's using.
like, he's like, I don't want any space between any items, and it's like it's cool.
Yeah.
You know,
The magnifying
shouldn't
glass he's
be-
using is checking prices, so he can see that something's worth, or that's $700, or that's $300, or that's only $1, or whatever. So you get these tools you can use to improve things. And I've unlocked a lot. Like I've really gone kind of ham on it. Anyway, I really like it. It's kind of dumb. It's super cheap, and
Yeah,
it's
that's
got
cool.
it's got a great loop. Just super fun to play. I do not recommend it yet on Steam Deck. There's no controller support outside of just the drag and drop stuff, and that's just a pain. You will not do well with that. But
You can buy a fan. I like
Yeah.
the fan.
and that keeps you cool, because if you don't, you have a thermometer that shows your temperature going way too high, which isn't how
Lost
things
and
work.
found is intense.
Yeah, it's very intense. There's a stopwatch that gives you an extra 10 seconds, which makes no sense. Also, if you go to the shop and buy something and then leave and then think, oh, I should have bought that too, and you go back, the shop says, sorry, you've already been here once today. So there's rules, there's gamey rules all in here that aren't like real life.
Yeah,
But I
that's fine. That still makes for a fun game. So.
Yeah, I like this game a lot. I'm super, super, super into it, and would highly recommend this. See, look, this lady's lost her luggage, so he grabs her in there. Yeah, that's a high-profile one. That's $135. Lost his pen. That's probably only $5. Oh, that was $2. It wasn't very much. But yeah, you make some card decisions. Oh, John, here's a sticker
Lost
example.
his pen. Dude went and stood in line.
For his pen. I know.
John can't play this game. John's going to be criticizing everybody who lost his shit.
Exactly.
You know, sometimes you look at a game and you're like, this game would be fun if I streamed it. I feel like this game would be fun for me if I streamed it. I don't know if other people would enjoy it, because I just sit there and complain about the
Like,
customers. the
this
whole time.
idiot. This idiot lost his pen.
Coming back
and
for
he's
his
going to-
pen.
Yep.
What kind of a person loses the pen and then goes to a lost and found to get it back?
Yeah.
That's way more effort. Just steal a pen.
Yeah. No.
Or
I.
buy
so
another one
easy.
for 99 cents. It's
You
not-
You go up to
yeah.
somebody, you go, "Hey, can I borrow that pen?" You walk away with it. Like, they're not gonna do anything.
Yeah. The worst part about the robber guy you're supposed to spray, he takes money before you get him. So money will
you
go.
can't, you can't anticipate. You can't like profile and be like, "This guy looks like trouble."
No, as soon as now, if you're really quick on the draw and spray him immediately, he won't get money. But it's hard.
Is it always the same guy, or is it just a random person?
It's the same guy, but he's so quick and immediate. He's just like there and going, "Give me your money," and suddenly dollar signs go bling, bling.
You know what?
bling.
Honestly, I think he deserves your money, because if you're leaving your money so easily grabbable that somebody can just walk up and go, "Give me your money," that's on you.
Yeah,
It's true. Yeah, I like how the money's just on the table.
yeah. No, you're right. You just leave it out. Well, you click it and it puts it in your wallet, but you sometimes forget and it stacks up like a dummy. It is currently $4.79. This game. It's a hell of a deal, guys. That's 20% off its normal price, which is $5.99. So
That's a steal without getting pepper spray.
I agree. It's fun, and that notebook right there, that fancy notebook, is like is basically, what do you call? What was the brand of computer, like gaming computers that were real popular? Dell bottom out.
Alienware.
Alienware. It's like an Alienware notebook.
I
so-
have an Alienware laptop, actually.
Does it work?
Yeah, it's great.
Not too old.
Does it
What,
work?
it's what we're communicating on right now.
Whoa, really?
Oh, you're
Yeah.
on a laptop right now?
Well,
Yeah.
you're doubling it, right? You got
Yeah, I have a 2-computer setup. It's the second
Uh,
computer.
Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You don't mess around.
I didn't do it because it was Alienware, but like the Dell refurbished like like Dell Refurbished is still a really good way to get a good deal on stuff, and Alienware is in their refurbished factory.
Yeah. I mean, they full on own now, I guess. Anyway, and then a lot more Dungeon Clawler, Sonic X Shadow, a bunch of other stuff I didn't get into here, but Dungeon Clawler, dude. I've almost unlocked all the characters. That's another one I just can't stop playing. That's the
Clawler.
best. That's the best meeting game. I know I talked about it 2 weeks in a row, so I won't do it again, but I was in a meeting and I'm clawing stuff and dropping shit, and that's all you have to think about while you're in a meeting. You can full on talk. You can say, well, I agree. If our fourth quarter projections are any indication, synergy, this, that, and the other swing around. I can say all that stuff to people while I'm dropping knives and shields into a bucket. It's fantastic.
Heck yeah, you can.
Yeah, that game's great. All right, John, over to you. What are you playing?
I bought way more games than I played this week. I have been on a bit of a Castlevania tear that has continued over for the past couple weeks. And I decided to play Portrait of Ruin first, which is a Castlevania game that was on the Nintendo DS that I never played before. Turns out it was really good. I avoided it because it had character swapping. You play two characters at the same time. And I thought that sounded new, and I fear change, so I was afraid of it. Turns out it works great, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I really liked it. It got me to go back and try a little bit more of Order of Ecclesia, which I think is maybe one of the best Castlevania games ever made. But my God, is it hard. Somebody really took to heart the, like, hey, you know, these Aria games are really good. They're a little easy. So they went, all right, we'll show you. Here's some boss mechanics that you have to execute perfectly if you want to finish this fight. Like,
Yeah.
they really went for it with Order of Ecclesia. But both those games are really good. They're all part of that Dominus collection that's on Steam. And ultimately that led to one of my purchases from the Steam sale was the DLC kind of completing my game for Dead Cells. Game that I've spent a lot of time in way in the past when it first came out, before it had any DLC tied to it. But they've added a ton of DLC and updated Dead Cells a billion times since the last time I played it. And this game does something that I really like. It lets you completely restart the game if you want. So it's a game all about unlocking and slow progression, and that's great when you're in it, but when you haven't played it for forever, I thought, no, I want to start completely fresh. And that's what I decided to do. And I've been ridiculously hooked on Dead Cells. I forgot how good this game is, how tight the controls are, how addictive it is. I think it's another game that can be extremely challenging. I'll have runs where it's like, man, I really did great. I beat some bosses, felt like I really made a lot of progress. And then the next run, I die in the starter zone because I just played like a fool. So it's got a really great challenge. I mean, everybody, I feel like, kind of knows what Dead Cells is, but it has changed a lot since then. There's a lot of customization things you can do with your character that just weren't in the game before. Like, it basically has a transmog system now where you can unlock new outfits and heads if it's an outfit that doesn't have a head. You can get different customizable heads to put on your body, but there are even outfits where, like I'm playing as a Castlevania character right now. So a lot of cool stuff in there like that, and having a lot of fun with it.
That's great. That game is great. Every time we talk about it, makes me want to play more. It's one of the best.
This is a game I've picked up, but I haven't actually got around to it yet. Is their new game Windblown? It's out in early access right now.
Oh, that's them?
Yeah, I'm just wondering if anyone else has it too, because it's a multiplayer deal.
I had heard of it, saw some hype around it. I didn't realize it was Dead Cells people. And
Dead Cells guys, Motion Twin.
I like them. Now you got me.
Yeah, I mean I bought it on the strength of Dead Cells, but it is a multiplayer Hades kind of style game. I haven't booted it up yet. I keep meaning to, haven't gotten to it.
How's the multiplayer part of it? Like, how does that work? Is it?
It's like it's a top-down isometric game. So just think Diablo. Like, probably works the same way. I haven't played it yet, but that's the impression I'm getting. So
I am very interested in that. I need to look that up. I didn't know that was their joint. If I'd have known that, I probably would have paid more attention, because that just hit like recently, right? Like,
Yeah, it came out like a week or two ago. Well, actually, 24th of October. Damn, time flies by fast.
Jeez. All right.
Stop playing WoW. Jeez.
What's it called again? What's the name?
Wind Blown.
Wind Blown. Is it about my hair? Let's see.
Well, I guess you could. Wind does blow through hair, so
true.
I don't know if it's
Not
about hair,
mine. So.
Oh, look at this. So it is isometric, like you said. That's interesting.
Isometric, probably controller. Like you probably can play it with a controller, not so much like an ARPG style. And you play as animal-y guys.
I like this.
And fight things. But I don't know much about it apart from it, the credibility of the developer. And obviously it's a roguelike, so you get randomized runs and do stuff with teammates.
Early access and reviewing quite well. 92% right now. So that's good.
Yeah.
All right. I'll check that out. That might be a buy. As if I haven't spent enough. I also bought a lot of other shit on the sale.
I'm up to hang on, let me look at my to-do list. What's my to-do list up to? 120 games.
Jeez.
And there's other games on the other lists that are still demand attention. It kind of stresses me out, honestly.
Well, just one day you'll when you leave this mortal coil, you can call Crofton and say, "Dude, you want my account?"
Yeah,
and he'll be happy.
I need to put it in my will for somebody.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give it to Crofton.
Okay.
Give it to one of you.
Yeah. Give it to one of your real friends. Not that Crofton guy.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
maybe his kids will play.
John, you made me want to try this. I bought the Castlevania DLC. I just didn't play it, so I need to get it.
It's cool. I've honestly made more progress in the Castlevania DLC than I have the. I mean, it's all kind of random. Like it shows up sort of randomly, I believe. So
right.
It's one of those things where I've wound up there a couple of times. It's really nice. Plays Castlevania music, has Castlevania monsters and things. I killed Death, which is the first boss for the Castlevania DLC, and yeah, it's good. It's really good.
Nice. Bo, what have you been up to? Wow hole, it says. Wow hole.
Wow hole.
I'm in a wow hole, you guys. It's just full blown obsessive playing of World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
I kind of thought I was done with it because I capped out, on the gear progression.
Right.
Done all the story stuff, and I was like, well, it's kind of not fair. I found out that +8 mythic keys, they nerfed it from +9 to +8. +8 mythic keys gets you gilded, which means you can upgrade your hero track gear to 6/6.
Okay.
So I'm at eye level 619. So I was like, well, let's try this. I went into the DPS a couple times, and it's kind of like jumping in the pool in the deep end. Technically, you should probably start at a low rank.
Yeah.
For mythics. So, you start in the deep end. There are people in the guild willing to play with you and guide people through. So there's a bit of that too, as you're sort of learning the ropes. But I kind of got hooked on. I was like, oh, it's hard to find a queue as a DPS. Obviously, it's I could just swap. I can just swap over to tank, get instant queues. And I've been sort of figuring out the puzzle to, farm gildeds. Anyways, I'm up to eye level 629 right now.
Jeez.
And I've been playing mythics nonstop. I'm just getting good at it. And it's been a path of progression. I'm kind of it feels like Wrath of the Lich King level dungeons to me. I know I haven't played mythics in a long time, but it's learning what every pack of mobs have to do, planning your route out. It's been kind of fun. And I know people are really into mythics because the MDI is the thing and stuff like that. So
right.
I'm kind of hooked on doing those right now.
Yeah.
And, it's time consuming stuff. You end up, you're like, oh, I'm going to sit down and play something. Oh, let me log into WoW, see what's going on. I'm like, yeah, let me queue up for a mythic. And then people in the guild are like, hey, you want to do mythics? And the next thing you know, you're running dungeons and having a blast. So I've been doing that.
Nice.
The other thing that kind of kept me into, because, when you're in the game and you're like, I don't have anything to do, but I want to keep playing this game, I decided I was going to do Dragonflight.
Nice. Because you didn't do that campaign when it came out, right?
No, I played none of it. I think I did the first hour. So I actually went back this weekend and just started questing, and I've got almost all the main quest lines done and zones done. I think there's still a lot to do, but I've done all the raids.
Jeez.
Seen most of the story shit. Dragonflight's pretty good.
Yeah, I liked it.
I gotta say, like, actually, it's having played Shadowlands,
Yeah.
having played Shadowlands and enjoying the War
Uh-huh.
Within, but the War Within is not being a complete package yet. What with it being mid expansion, right?
Yeah.
Or just the first couple patches.
Right.
Dragonflight is a whole A to Z deal, and it's. I like how I don't want to say this the wrong way. It's kind of basic in a weird way, or not. It's like here's an island with dragon people and dragon villains. Here's the dragon villains. I don't know. It seems very disconnected from, just like the Horde versus the Alliance and like all the sort of storylines. It's kind of fresh and new. You got these like the Primalists or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Never heard of them before, and they're very like Decepticon-y in a way. Like it's just like here's a team of bad guys. Like it's not just one bad guy and a bunch of underlings. Like every time you defeat one, and another one sort of crops up taking its place.
Sure.
Again, the same criticism will apply to Shadowlands. Please number the MSQ acts because I did them out of order. Like Razageth was like a villain, then all of a sudden Fyrak is, and I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, that happens.
Like,
Drives me nuts.
it's like hard to figure out the order of the MSQ.
Mhm.
But it's like it was kind of enlightening in a way to like I was like, oh, this is what I think the game still needs to do this. They work so hard on your NPC buddies, like there's a whole cast
Mhm.
of good guys. And WoW really needs like a Decepticon team. Like it needs to we need to get I think like just to make it at least interesting as from my opinion, it's like to get away from here's one bad guy and some underlings you're going to beat up. Like Dragonflight kind of showed like, oh, they should have a team of enemies. They should have a lot of them.
Mm.
And like maybe you beat them in a raid, but you don't necessarily kill them. Kind of like how Yakuza does it, where like you'll beat up guy and like there'll be fresh generals that you'll hate. But I think they need to elaborate more on like people that you're really looking forward to fighting, like doing evil things, witnessing them doing evil things, like better antagonists. There's so many protagonists and very few. There's always just here's a jailer, and Sylvanas being an antagonist is kind of like, but you like her, so she's like on the good guy team, even if she's on the bad guy team.
Yeah.
Like we just need like more fleshed out bad guys, because I don't think they were fleshed out enough even in Dragonflight, but I really did like the Primalist. Like you got your fire guy, he just wants to burn everything. It's like it's okay, it doesn't have to be complicated.
Yeah.
So
I agree. I think War Within is on the right track with at least because this is a trilogy and you kind of have your one big bad, but you're not fighting her yet. I mean, you fought her, but it's in cinematics and stuff. So in a way they are kind of doing that because then Xalatath.
Yeah, but it's just Xalatath. Like Queen Ansarek, I don't really have an emotional connection to wanting to beat her. It just seems tragic. Like, yeah, she was convinced by Xalatath and some magic was involved. Like, we beat her.
Yeah.
Cool boss fight and everything. I just mean like we need to hold. I think if we're getting away from the Horde versus Alliance, because now factions kind of don't matter, right? Like we can all be in a guild together. We can all do a lot of activities together.
Mm-hmm.
I think that probably just the way they're telling stories now, that just needs to go away, that whole thing.
Mm.
And we need a team of Decepticon enemies that we want to beat. Like, we need not just one big bad, but a team. Maybe later after the World So Saga. I know they write that shit years in advance, but I liked that there was more than one antagonist. Like, I don't know what it looks like when you're playing it, if it's boring, but with all the content being there and going from like one to the other, it's like, I just like that.
No, I think that
yeah.
I agree, because that was one of the things that took a lot of wind out of my sail for War Within. It was like, well, I know we're not going to beat Xalatath,
Right.
so what do I care? Like, who am I going after? And then they introduced the Queen in the last zone, and you're like, oh, okay, well, we got somebody here to focus on, but that's the last zone. And
Yeah,
up
like
to that point, you're like, well, I know we're not going to fight the person we're chasing after.
Yeah, I think like what I mean by that too is like Queen, like the spiders will attack sometimes. They're like, oh no, there's a spider invasion. We're doing the quest, but like I need to see the Queen come up to like Dornegal or something and like take one of the dwarves and rip its head off, and
Mm-hmm.
go like, this is what I think of your people. Like, I think that's why Lich King is like a really good, or Wrath of Lich King's really good expansion. Arthas is around like being an asshole like throughout the whole thing. and they just need more of that. I need to spend less time with the good guys and more time like developing a real desire to like beat the antagonists in the game. So
Yeah. I'm with you.
Dragonflight like has more of that where it's this again from a compressed view, maybe stretched out. That wasn't the experience, but I also really liked just how colorful, like it had that bright high fantasy vibe to it, which I really dig for the game.
Yeah,
when I'm doing
zones are awesome.
The Black Dragonflight, everything's charcoal and char and ash, and then when it's the Kaligos quest line is awesome. Like Sindragosa showing up was actually like a fun surprise. I didn't know that. I was like, oh cool, there's Sindragosa as like a visage or whatever they call them.
Yeah.
It's like that's neat. And I sort of liked the different themes, like how much they leaned into it. The Bronze Dragon flight stuff was cool too. Like I just really like overall the vibe's super good. So I had a good time with Dragonflight.
Nice.
I had a good time with Dragonflight. That's what I did this week.
Obviously, you just chew through it, right? Because you're running your main.
Like everything. Like I can solo all the dungeons on Mythic. There's Mog runs going all the time for raid, so I get to see the raid content. It just we blast through it pretty quick.
Right.
The only thing is I need a 5-man for Dawn of the Infinite. There's always like I can solo it on Mythic, except there's one boss where there's a 5-person soak in a circle, and if there's only one person, Chromie dies, and then you fail the dungeon. Is like, oh, that's annoying.
Oh, we can't have Chromie dead. That's not nice at all. Having her dead.
Yeah, so there's always usually like a hard stop in those old dungeons, which is fine, but it's I'm just blasting through it. But I really appreciated, enjoyed the story. I thought it was pretty good, and I mean. I just haven't gotten my head out of WoW. Like it's
you're in deep.
My head's stuck in the WoW turkey right now.
Well, don't be licking them giblets or whatever.
Yeah, but I got to move on to some other stuff. Like I said, there's so many games this week, and my backlog is so like insane. I'm just like,
Yeah, but that's part of the problem is you have a backlog, and then you go, but I could play WoW tonight. It's like that.
I'm in that mode where it's just like, what do you want to do today, Pinky? And it's like, let's do the same thing we do every day. I'm going to log into WoW, see what's good, and then I get sucked into Mythics pretty quick. I'm just making tons of progression. I'm about to make my 5th 636 weapon.
Jeez.
I mean, if you need some carry to get some gilded and crest for your gear, Scott, like we should talk because
I know I'm stuck around 617 or something. Real lame, but
I've got the cheat codes. And are you making crafted weapons? Because if
no,
well, you got to get your gilded. You got to get your gilded up. But like I switched to blacksmithing so I could just make my own shit now.
Yeah,
and that took some time too. I've switched so many professions. I started as an engineer, switched to herbalism, and now I dropped that for blacksmithing.
Nice.
So I'm on my 3rd profession on the same character.
Yeah, but you're maxing all this out so quickly. I'm shocked how fast you're going. It's crazy.
I mean, I'm putting too much time into it. It's like when I say I'm in a hole, I'm like I'm putting too many hours into this game right now. I'm just playing a ton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But it's a good time. So I hope to have some different games next week, but realistically, all I played was WoW since the last time we did a show.
There you go. Good job, Blizzard. You got him. You sucked him in again.
War Within's good. It's good.
It is good. Perfect time then for us to now do some feedback. All right. And those come in the form of this.
That's a good question.
I got to start with a voicemail, a Steam recommendation from Arizona. And someone from the hometown here. And let's see what they have to say.
Hey, Core Crew. Coming at you from Arizona. Just wanted to say that there's a game on Steam you might like since you all like cool little indie games. And Vampire Survivor is like likes those. Yeah. Called Heroes of Luterra. Check it out. Mario really wants you to check it out. Ah! Anyways, thanks for all the great shows. Keep up the good work. Peace.
Okay, last part made me forget the name he said. Hold on. What was it again?
I heard Heroes of Runeterra.
That's
is
it.
That...
Heroes of Rune. Is that it?
But Runeterra is the world
I thought
that
it was
League of
Luterra. Was it
Oh,
Runeterra? Was it Luterra?
Luterra. Why can't I? It was a little hard to hear.
Heroes of Luterra.
Why is this so familiar?
Just search for Heroes of and
Let me try
go
it
down,
again.
I guess.
Cool
There's an
little indie
eternal
game
hero of Luterra.
is like those. Yeah.
Here you go.
Called Heroes of Luterra.
Heroes of Lutera. That's what I'm hearing.
What's it on?
Steam, he said.
I see Heroes of Latera.
It might be Latera.
That's it seems like it would be
Yes.
in the vein
September
of what he's talking
2024.
about.
Latera. Okay.
Latera.
I think you might be right. And I think this is it. This must be it. Wait, though. You
Yeah.
can't buy it yet. Yes, you can. It's just no reviews yet. This
It has
just coming out.
maps.
Oh, yeah. This is what this is. Ooh. It's a little weird looking.
Yeah, it's got a
3D
weird art
fashion
style.
Yeah. I don't know if it's the angle. Something with the angle on it is odd. But yeah, I can see, look, it's killing dudes, getting XP. It's your Vampire Survivors style. I'm a little surprised there's not
My
a single
big
review.
issue is that I have not yet re-achieved 100% in Vampire Survivors, so I'm going to be in that until I reclaim my title at the top of the throne.
You're going to be
Is
there
this
for
an
a
auto
while.
battler?
No, it's like a Vampire Survivors type thing. So stuff's just coming at you constantly, like waving in.
Okay.
And you're killing it. And I don't know how much you're controlling in terms of, looks like it's keyboard only. Looks like a single dude made this, but I'm always interested in those. I'll have to check it out. I don't know what he was doing there at the end with the Mario yelling, though. That was a little,
I don't know.
I didn't
Who
understand
knows?
that. But hey,
Like, the
you do you.
Arizona sun bakes many people's brains. Like,
You're not alone, buddy. Just
yeah, we're all in this boat.
Yep.
We've all been there.
You're all in it together. Okay, how about this? This is a email, and I'm in the wrong place to read it. Nope, text rather. This is from Tor, I think is how you'd say it. Tojr, to Jor or Tor. I don't know.
Your.
Yor,
Sure.
is that how you'd say it?
Sure.
This is for Bo.
Sure.
Bo the
Hi.
VR guy. Before you pick up your VR game of the year, you must, in all caps, try Underdogs in all caps.
Underdog.
The moment I fired this game up, I screamed Bo style, futuristic dystopian British cyberpunk underground mech fighting, bruv, he says. All the stuff you said about the feels of punching from Batman and cool gorilla-like movement feels sweet in a mech. The music is sick. It's like a dirty hip-hop mix with grungy electronic type shit, and the story is all comic book style, dystopic AF, but the awesome 3D VR stylings are with those. Check this out. Just want to hear your opinion on this. Thanks. P.S. Almost the exact same premise behind Love, Death, and Robots episode Sunny's Edge. Ooh, that's a good one.
So, I do own this and have played it.
Yeah. How do you feel?
I didn't bring it to the show though. I meant to because something shocking happened. This has overwhelmingly positive on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
I have it on MetaQuest. I don't know if graphically there's a difference. Sometimes
Sometimes
it may
there are.
vary.
Sure.
But I booted it up and gave it a shot and played it a bit and enjoyed it and just never got back to it. So I'm curious. When I tried it, it was like pretty close to the launch of the game, and it was definitely interesting. I had a bit of a hard time because I was playing it in my chair with big arms,
Mm-hmm.
and the way you have to monkey smash
Yeah.
on the ground, it was kind of getting in the way a little bit. I was having a bit of technical difficulty with the control schema.
Mm.
But I mean, I remember enjoying it. I'm like, I'm going to get back to it and then I'll bring it to core. But then it's just, life moves on. There's 100,000 games to play and I didn't get back to it. So I did notice that it achieved really high ratings and this would be a good one to get back to. So I appreciate the reminder on it. And I do agree what I played was interesting and fun. And yes, Scott, you are in a mech.
That's awesome.
But it's not like the ponderous military mechs. It's more like a Coliseum fighter, right? So you
Right.
just have a rock'em sock'em robot, and you fight other robots by punching and doing all that stuff. He's not wrong. Batman was definitely, if I had to rank the games, I definitely like Batman better. But this is still a good game for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, 97% on this one. Jeez.
It's got a huge vibe. The reason why he's all it's British bruv, it's because it's there's grime music, they actually licensed rap songs in there, British rap. So it's got that whole UK grime vibe to it.
I love that. Big fan.
It's good. Like the aesthetics, the quality of production, it's all like it's aces. Like it deserves its overwhelmingly positive. I just need to get back to it and give it a proper try.
I do love mechs. Look at those mechs running
yeah.
around.
Underdogs. I guess it was out there. Maybe it was in early access when I played it. I don't even know. I got it fairly close to launch though, so maybe it's been improved since for sure.
Fully out now, $29 if you are a VR guy. So go check it out. Nice. Thanks for your text. That number is 801-471-0462, and that's the same number you can leave a voicemail with, like we got from Arizona. That's going to do it for the show. We got to mention some patrons, though. You guys really bellied up since we last were on here. We got Scott and Missy Stanford. I don't know who they are, but
there's no N in there, though.
Oh, oops.
We got
Stafford.
There you go.
Stafford.
Always throws me.
We got them both. That's the best.
Yeah,
one.
Scott and Missy are both here. Jay Cannon, or J Cannon, probably Jay Cannon. A monkey wrench 89. Douglas, sorry, Dougal. It's nothing like Douglas. Mitchell, Ron Powell, Merrick's 6, and Aaron. Let's see, how would you say it?
Antagonist.
Oh, like an antagonist, but he's Aaron. Antagonist.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I get it.
You got it.
Thanks, guys, for signing up, and you'll know very quickly what it's like to get host specials every month, no commercials ever, pre-show content every week. Why wouldn't you sign up? There are no reasons not to, and hundreds of reasons why. Well, maybe not hundreds, but a lot. Okay, I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. But go check out my recent host special, for example. I talked about how Crazy Climber saved my life when I was 13. And
Can you send that? I don't have access to the patron.
Yeah, I can send it to you.
Yeah, we're not patrons. We don't pay ourselves.
I totally listened to your bonus show because that sounds like a good one.
I think you'd like it. It explains a lot about my love of that arcade game. I'll do that in a second. I'll send you guys a link. But yeah, if you want to get access to that stuff, great. I think this month is
Nope.
John.
Me.
John time.
It's me.
It's John time.
Yeah. But I might as well start working on it now because January's creeping up on us.
Mm-hmm. I gotta.
Before you know it, it will be Christmas.
What? And no Santa for you, Bo. Forget it. You're out.
Well, he's on the naughty list.
Yeah.
For that Christmas week, by the way, it's Boxing Day. Are we good to do a Boxing Day core?
Hell yeah. Because Boxing Day is the day after, right?
Yeah.
I'd do that. I don't mind.
I think that should be.
Yeah, it should be okay.
I'll have. It's gonna be a crazy month for us. I'll give you more information.
Yeah, let us know. And if it means we have to do, people really enjoyed our Q&A thing. We could totally cram one of those together for a quickie. There's lots we could do.
What if we did something special for the Christmas episode, like sing Christmas carols?
Oh,
that's not a serious
my
suggestion.
Lord.
But,
What if we did?
Something Christmassy. I don't know what it would be. Just,
Good King Bo.
After all my Grinchdom, I'm like, maybe we just have like a coffee or something. Or what do you do on Boxing Day?
I don't even know. You're supposed to put all your boxes away or throw them away or whatever, right? I don't know what Boxing Day is. How does it work? We don't do it here, really.
I think, you put everything in boxes and set it on fire. Boxing Day, everybody.
Good King Bo went to the lake on the mornings. Whatever. We can do that.
You put the boxes in the lake. You fill up all your most prized possessions.
There
and
you go.
Push them off the wharf into the lake.
Nailed it.
And say goodbye, and then watch the ice freeze over it because it's Canadian.
These are exciting times. We'll let you know, though, everybody. Between now and then, though, we got some other episodes, so look forward to those. And I think that's going to do it. We need Grandma to tell us, once again, what games we played this week. It's a big list, sort of. So, Grandma, take it away.
Not really. It wasn't. But thanks for passing it over to me. I'll tell you what they played. PsychoNauts 2, Spyro Reignited Trilogy, Kao the Kangaroo, Yooka-Laylee, Lost But Found, Dungeon Clawler, Sonic X Shadow, Castlevania Portrait of Ruin, Castlevania Order of Ecclesia, Dead Cells, and World of Warcraft.
Good Lord, what a playlist we got going here. Be like us and play a bunch of games between now and next Thursday. We record live on Thursdays, noon Mountain Time at frogpants.tv. You're invited, or, continue to listen to the podcast. Either way, you're great. That's going to do it for us. For me, for Bo, for John. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Those pants are made for frogging, if you know what I mean. I actually don't. Frogpants.com.
Yeah.
He does.